So you got your call up. It was last year, and I remember speaking to people about the call up. So many people were excited, especially for you and Steve, because you all had put in so much work at the Performance Center. How were you told that you're getting the call up? By who? How did that work out?
It was at NXT taping. Well, I say taping, but it was at NXT TVs at that time. Uh, we were told earlier that day, like, hey, y'all are going to start a little program with Grizzly Young Vets, and which we were very excited about that. We're like, oh, that's going to be a lot of fun. We love working those two guys. And we were, out by the ring, and we were kind of going over like what we're going to say on the promo wise and all that stuff. And then it was Matt Bloom and Triple H called us over. And so, and a lot of times when they do that, Triple H, he just usually talks about creative, like, okay, here's what I want from y'all. And earlier that day, he talked to us creatively how he kind of wanted to start turning us babyface there in NXT. And so he was kind of telling us the idea about it. And so when he called us over, that's kind of what we thought it was going to be. And then, he called us over and he kind of got like real serious about it. And he was just like, hey, I don't think we have anything for here anymore for y'all. And we were just kind of, wait, what is he talking about? And he goes, yeah, I think your talents can be elsewhere, like Smackdown. And we were just like, whoa. So it was just a real cool moment. We all looked at each other, and of course we all like hugged and shook his hand and stuff like that. And he was just, he seemed excited for us because, he's like, of course, when y'all move up, he's like, y'all have plenty of great people to work with. Like we were going to work with the New Day. Yeah. He even said, like, he's like, we would love for y'all to work with the Bloodline, with the Usos and Roman and stuff like that. So it was really exciting for us to get that news, at that time to like go. And we got that, I want to say the first week of March, and I want to say at the end of that month, we were supposed to fly up to Connecticut to kind of have a meeting with Vince and creative.
I was going to ask if you had any like conversations with Vince or Kevin Dunn, because those are the two influential people in different ways that you always hear about.
Right. I never got to speak to Vince. Okay. Of course, like I said, when I got called up, I think this was during the pandemic. And so we were going to have that meeting with him, and he and that got canceled. And then when we got called up, it was a weird time because when you're at the Performance Center, they wanted you kind of like in the locker room, or they didn't kind of want you out wandering and stuff like that. So they were kind of real COVID protocol type thing, and so it was just one of those weird things where like everything was kind of done through like email or via text message and that type of stuff, like, hey, meet here, that type of stuff. And so it was just, so we never really got that meeting with Vince. I mean, as far as, when we were with Corbin, we would just kind of say, thank you or whatever. And he would kind of tell Corbin what he wanted from him. Much further from that, we didn't really get to talk to Vince. And the only time I got to talk to Kevin Dunn a little bit is they were testing out some live event cameras coming up, and me and Bo Dallas had to go and wrestle, and that's the only time that I got to meet Kevin Dunn.
When was that? Was that before your call up, or was that, because I know Bo Dallas did like one of those before WrestleMania?
Yeah, that was before Mania. That was, I want to say February at that time.
Okay.
Because Steve just got released, and they gave me the call, and they wanted to test out some stuff at the live event cameras and stuff like that. I think they're testing out some of the board people that you saw like at the NFL, and like kind of they did the major leagues and stuff like that. They tried to do to kind of show that fans were there, and so I think they're testing out that type of stuff. But that's the only time I met Kevin Dunn, and I mean, he had nothing but nice things to say.